Good afternoon. My name is Jeanette Khwale. I am a consultant at Digital Consultants. We have been tasked by Standard Bank to assist them in their consolidation of their IT business units, which will involve the Corporate Investment Banking Unit and the Personal and Business Banking Unit. What we will cover today is the executive summary, problem analysis, the recommendations that we have, and the roadmap, and a few things that we just want to conclude by. The objective is to consolidate IT business for both corporate investment banking and personal business banking (PBB). The CIB business team provides clients with access to a comprehensive suite of solutions for Africa, and this involves providing secure and reliable payment collections across Africa, financing the trade, giving investor services that will maximize their growth and minimize the risk. The PBB business unit is responsible for personal and business banking to individuals and small to large business enterprise across sub-Saharan Africa, and they provide fast and professional services to their clients, transactional, investment, and wealth management services. And the consolidation of these two business units, what we believe it will achieve is economies of scale, efficiency, better turnaround times, and better client support. When we sat down and really looked at the problem analysis and some of the challenges that we may encounter going through this project, we identified a couple of problems, and one of them is that there is inconsistent use and customer experience from both CIB and PBB, hence the need for this consolidation. We know that both business units do belong to Standard Bank, and Standard Bank as an organization has its own culture, but there are different subcultures and siloed working methods within these two different business units, right? We do see duplication of work for the same client across CIB and PBB. So when one client is both a CIB and a PBB, resources are being utilized twice as much. One of the challenges that we anticipate is the resistance to change. We acknowledge that as human beings, some of us may be pro change, some of us may be against change, some of us might just be neutral to change. So it's something that we need to manage on a regular and continuous basis and always keep in the back of our minds. If you look at an IT department, really it compromises of different internal systems, right? Different applications, different server, storage, backup platforms, right? And this obviously brings in complexities from a business process perspective, from managing those in different environment, from procurement of this different environment. What we also see that might be a challenge really is the possible data challenges that can stem out of a decentralized naming conversion, whereby in CIB they name certain clients in this method, and then in PBB they name them differently. What we also do see is a high annual cost for system in terms of maintenance. Now, because you have two different departments with two different systems, they need to be managed, and that will generally result in higher annual costs for maintenance. There's also a high cost that is involved from a marketing perspective, where marketing is used to attract and keep CIB clients, and the same for PBB clients. So this consolidation can really assist in reducing the marketing costs that are involved. Some of the recommendations that we came up with involve the following. The first is very important. We need to make sure that the objective is clear, and which is really to consolidate and provide consistent customer experience between PBB and CIB. We need to ensure that we do a thorough skills analysis, tools and process analysis. We need to ensure that there's collaboration across the different stakeholders. collaboration between the different IT departments, CIO, senior managers, HR, customer experience rep, and this will ensure that a common goal is driven, right? So we will do this through a series of workshops where we will have activities that really look at the strength of each business unit and how that can be leveraged. We will build an environment for sharing of tacit to tacit knowledge, tacit to explicit knowledge to create valuable data. Team building workshops, as mentioned, to understand different personality types, cultural backgrounds, and value systems. Change management is important, right? And we require leadership sponsorship, as I've mentioned before. Even in the collaboration space, we need the involvement of leadership in such as CIOs. We need leadership in the ESCO team to really help us in driving this project and get buy-in from all sorts of direction. We also need to identify leaders and change agents that will drive this new integrated IT business unit. Marketing and communication needs to also get involved, and they will assist us in providing a plan for change for internal and external customers. Training will also be a continuous thing as we identify the different skills. We'll also identify the gaps and opportunities for growth. So we need training and HR to be involved in this change management process. We also need to really define the success measures, redefine the SLAs, include the success measures in individual and team KPIs that each member of the team takes upon these initiatives and is also remunerated for adopting this new integrated IT department, right? And we have to normalize innovation. We have to normalize change. We have to know and understand that this might not be final and complete. It might be a series of a couple of engagements before we get to a point whereby we have this fully fledged integrated IT department. When we sit down really and look at the roadmap from our perspective, right, and it is really open to change and open to change based on the feedback that you guys provide us. We anticipate to start from the 1st of August, and the step 1 will involve initiating and socializing the project objective through the workshop as mentioned previously. We would also go into an analysis phase, and the point of it is to analyze the current systems, tools, tacit and explicit skills landscape that exists within the two different departments. We anticipate that this process will run for a period of a month, so from the 8th of August to the 8th of September. We will then move into step 3 once this is done, and we'll do a team building exercise. And what we'll do in this session really is to look at the information that had been gathered from analyzing the environment, right? And it'll also, what will happen in this exercise is really identify the different leaders that will lead this new integrated IT business unit. We would have identified the different skills and the gaps from our analysis, and those will be discussed in this step 3. So it will be a 2-day workshop, and we would like to have all the members represented in this workshop. Step 4 involves multiple design thinking sessions to define and approve new business processes, tools and system success measures, and KPI adoptions, right? As we previously mentioned, that it is important that each member of the team adopts the identified KPIs and the success measures that will be defined by the business, right? We will then also be discussing the new business processes and the tools and the system that will take this project forward. We'll also decide or discuss all the applications and the systems that will be identified and that will be running in this new integrated business IT unit. Step 5 will involve really launching this. So this will require us launching it internally for testing purposes and just celebrating the achievement that we would have gotten throughout this process. I mean, if you look, when we get to step 5, would have been 4 months into this project. So celebrating internally with the team what we have been able to achieve and put together. We will then launch it out to customers on the 15th of November, and this will require marketing to get involved. Hence, we require marketing all the way in this project to be involved, to share ideas and also guide us as to how we can achieve this. Continuously, on step 5, we need to continuously review of the process, and change is something that we need to do on an ongoing basis, right? Like we said before, change is a continuous thing, and if you really want to grow, you need to continuously evaluate where you are and where you've come from, and some of the changes that you need to implement to be even more successful. Change management will encompass this entire project, right from beginning to end, and it will also be an ongoing thing after we've closed this project on the 15th of November. And this will ensure that channels of communications, workshop, and opportunities for people to be heard, for all our stakeholders actually to be heard, and also get feedback from the customers once we've launched it out externally. And like I said previously, it does require buy-in from senior management to the ground. I think a little bit about our approach as digital consultant is that we're very customer centric. And it's built in our approach. And it's not this project. It will not be a one-sided project where we come up with all the solution, right? But it will be more of a consultative type of engagement where we really get and we require feedback from you guys, as you are the guys on the floor and you understand your business much better. I mean, the thinking around this, we will be implementing a 6 Sigma lean thinking process that is aimed to cut wastage and resources from a time perspective, space and capacity, from an application systems and resources perspective when we come to really IT. So this is very key to our approach as digital consulting. And we have to really reduce the bottom line. I think when you get initially when this project was launched, we talked about efficiencies, right? We talked about economies of scales, and we need to ensure that throughout this process we really obtain those initiatives that were set out initially by the business. We also need to ensure that we optimize the resources that we have from a system perspective, from a skills perspective, from a people perspective. And we know and we appreciate the fact that you guys have a highly skilled team, and that there's a lot of value in these individuals that can really drive Standard Bank forward. So in that, thank you very much for your time. We'll be looking forward to a series of engagements. We will go into coffee just after this, and then just get to know each other much better. Thank you.